Today's hot topic, we are talking about these Atlanta Falcons. Man, they can't catch a break. I mean, first Keanu Neal, then we hear about Deion Jones, the linebacker, the Pro Bowl linebacker, and now Devontae Freeman. He's going to miss tomorrow's game against the Carolina Panthers.
At least tomorrow's game, right?
Yeah, like, man, this is not going good for the Falcons right now. They lose the first game, and now they bring in a divisional foe, the Carolina Panthers.
Mm-hmm. The first game, like you said, they lost, but that was an opportunity to take advantage, right? Like to take that game. That was a game they should have taken. I don't think Julio saw they even looked his way in the red zone, which always seems to be an issue.
Right.
As far as catching a break, nobody going to feel sorry for you. Nobody's going to be, they got hurt, this, that, and the third. So, man, they got a next man up. That's the mentality it's supposed to be, and that's what it has to be. They got a good back in Coleman. He should be able to come out and instantly be a good runner this week. I see him putting up numbers, so I don't think that should be really a big
it shouldn't be a
back from what
big drop off,
doing,
but
right.
It's psychological though. You're not having injuries as far as alignment are very important, but we're talking big names. We're talking key individuals. I know everybody's important, but these are key individuals on the defensive side. Then you lose Devontae. Devontae might not sting as much because you have Tevin Coleman, but just the fact that it's another big name that's going down.
But I think, like you said, it's mental. You know what I mean? And that's what separates the good teams from the great teams, is that you don't let that mental block become an issue with the next game. Like, if that's what's happening, that's part of football, right? So, yeah, it's a big name and they need this, but, man, put up more points or do this or, whatever the case may be.
Well, speaking of more points.
What it's going to call for.
Speaking of more points, the defensive side is being hindered the most, and we know Quinn wants to go that route. So what we want to talk about is with the defensive side being wounded and now they're not full strength, even though the offense is their strength when you think about the Falcons, but
they
really,
defense was top 5 last year.
The defense is big.
It was like I think it was top 5.
Like they were big.
Something, right?
So if this doesn't work this year, do we go ahead and say, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't sign Julio. I know they kind of give him that promise, but maybe we shouldn't sign Julio. Maybe we let Tevin Cole or trade Devontae. Like, I don't want to say break up because everybody signed for the most part except for
right.
Julio, but do you split do you split them apart? Do you say, hey, let's go a different route?
I mean, 2 years from the Super Bowl, from losing the Super Bowl, giving the Super Bowl away? Like, you 2 years from that? I wouldn't. And what I mean by it is, even last week, right, that play calling was not the best, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how much is it? How much of it is players? You know what I mean? So
True.
So if it doesn't go well this year, do you switch offensive coordinators? Thing? Yeah,
you have to.
You got to.
We've been talking about that.
We talked about that, right? Like, we're not gonna say Sarkisian's playbook isn't well. It just may not fit this team.
No,
it's
not,
college.
No, let's get it right.
College.
No, it's not. Don't say Sarkisian's playbook. This is still Shanahan's playbook. That's the problem. They need to stop
trying to make
Sarkisian. He's, first of all, like,
let him do him pretty much.
Yeah, we know he's not an NFL. He's never been an assistant coach in the NFL. He's never called plays or anything like that. You bring him in, now he's calling someone else's plays. You're not going to be like him. And like my man H.O., shout out to H.O., said last week, it's more scheme.
Right, scheme based.
So maybe we need to let him go. Then maybe they need to say, you know what, this is not working.
My thing with that, right, is they getting what they deserve if that's the move that they made. You know what I mean? And what I mean by, you see Carolina went and got North Turner, right? An established offensive coordinator, right? Quarterback whisperer, right? Like somebody that does this, right? So instead of Atlanta going and do that, what do? They go get Sarkisian, right? Like they go get somebody who's unproven. They go get somebody, and that's why they're going through what they're going through right now. Like if you have aspirations to be in the Super Bowl, win the Super Bowl, get the title, you don't go backwards and go get an inexperienced offensive coordinator.
I mean, right. And, we talked about this many times. They need to, something has to change right there. But then, too, does Dan Quinn go? And again, ladies and gentlemen, we're not panicking. All I'm saying is if it doesn't work, this is year 3. I'm a firm believer you let the coach stay, but we know this not.
This NFL is different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So do you break up this team? Because it's funny, when Megatron retired, first when Megatron was here, all Matt Stafford could do was look his way. Now, yes, they were driving, and they made some playoff appearances, but they couldn't.
They weren't good.
They couldn't get over the hump. When Megatron left, you saw Matt Stafford become. You really saw like, man, this dude
better quarterback
is
But is that in an instance like that? Is that Matt Stafford? Is that the offensive coordinator, the head coach, or is it? See, Megatron saying, "I want the rock." Like you get him the rock, but you get him. You don't give nobody the rock at the expense of losing.
Megatron doesn't strike me as that guy that is like that. You know what I'm saying?
That is like that.
That's
that
like
give me the rock.
As a matter of fact, it was times where Megatron would have early in his career have four receptions for maybe 152 yards and 2 touchdowns, but he had 18 targets. I don't think he's like that, but still, we see the same qualities because we see Matt Ryan every time it's third and something, he's looking for Julio, which I get it. It makes sense. Why not?
But you don't look at me for first and goal.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
And I think if you're not winning with Julio, I mean, something's got to be made, man. Maybe, I don't know. I'm just saying, if this doesn't happen now, true enough, the big thing is New Orleans Saints lost last week. That helped out the Falcons. They can breathe a little bit.
Right.
Even if Carolina comes in and wins, the Carolina hurting themselves because I think it's is it the right side of the
Olsen
line?
out.
Yeah, Olsen out. So this is helping them out.
But when you always got killer, anything can happen.